Hello, dear students. Hope you are doing well. I am Ghulam Rasool, science teacher. As you know, we are studying the second chapter of the syllabus, chapter number 6, Simple Chemical Reactions, and today we are going to start the next topic of this chapter, chemical reactions. It is second lecture of week 8. Dear students, in this lecture we will study the following things. Number 1. Recap from previous lecture. Number 2. Chemical reaction. Number 3. Reactants and products. Number 4. Chemical bonds. Number 5. Endothermic and exothermic reaction. My dear students, in today's lecture first we will discuss what we have studied in previous class. In the previous class we have studied about changes which we observe all the time happening around us, such as burning of fuels, crushing of metal cans, burning of toast and melting of ice cubes, etc. We have also studied the types of chemical changes, that is physical change and chemical change, with their examples in detail. Let us now start today's lecture, which is about chemical reactions. When we read this term, a question arises in our minds that, what is a chemical reaction? I will try to explain you the answer of this question here. Listen to me attentively. In a chemical reaction, atoms rearrange to create one or more new compounds. As we have studied in previous lecture that in chemical change atoms in the molecules separate and join up with other atoms to form new molecules. In fact, the chemical change is all about a chemical reaction. Now one more question arises that, how chemical reactions are represented? What happens during a chemical reaction can be easily represented by a word equation, in which the substances at left side of the arrow are reactants and to the right side are products. Following is the equation for reaction between iron and sulfur when they are heated together and iron sulfide is formed as a product. Iron plus sulfur gives iron sulfide. Dear students, a chemical reaction or equation is combination of two things. 1. Reactants. 2. Products. I am going to explain the components of a chemical reaction. Listen. Reactants and products. Reactants. The chemicals involved at the beginning of the reaction are called reactants. Products. The chemicals that are made from reactants as a result of chemical reaction are called products. When we say iron plus sulfur gives iron sulfide, in this reaction iron and sulfur are reactants and iron sulfide is the product. Moreover, another way of showing reactants and products in chemical reaction is to use atomic models. You can see here the colored models of atoms. Iron, which is brownish in color, and sulfur atom is represented by yellow color. Heat energy causes the atoms of iron and sulfur to combine, forming molecules of hydrogen sulfide. My dear students, we are going to discuss what are chemical bonds. Listen to me. The atoms in a newly formed compound are joined and held together by strong forces called chemical bonds. It is important to remember that the chemical equations are balanced. It means the number of the atoms on each side of the equation is the same. This is true for all chemical reactions. At the end I am going to explain the types of chemical reaction with reference to heat gain or heat loss. On the basis of heat, chemical reactions may be endothermic or exothermic. Endothermic reactions. Exo, think it is derived from exit. And thermic, which means heat. The reactions which need heat energy to get them started are called endothermic reactions. Example of endothermic reaction is photosynthesis, in which heat energy from the sun is absorbed by plants to start photosynthesis. Exothermic reactions. Endo means taken in and thermic means heat. The reactions during which heat energy is given out, released are called exothermic reactions. Respiration is best example for exothermic reaction in which heat is released when bond in the food molecules are broken down. Now I am going to give you homework for today, which is very important part of the lesson. After listening the video lecture thoroughly, complete the given worksheet and copy all the question answers on your fair notebook. Also write the following questions in your notebooks. Question 1, what is a chemical equation? Question 2, what is meant by reactant and product? Explain with example. It was all about today's lecture. If you have any question you can ask without hesitation. If not, then it's all from my side. Thank you for your attention, see you in next class. Goodbye.